There's one more game left in week 6. And you saved the best for last, baby. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, AFC East supremacy on the line. If the Bills win, they're in first place. If the Jets win, they're in first place. Same record as Buffalo with a head-to-head tiebreaker after beating the Bills for the third straight time at MetLife Stadium. Oh, baby. We're about to give you a full game day preview and our final predictions here on Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What's poppin', baby? I'm so freaking fired up. Monday Night Football, Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. It's going to be spectacular. I can't freaking wait, baby. Welcome to the show. My name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm your humble host. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for HeavyGoshdarn.com, and we're here to preview the Buffalo Bills-New York Jets matchup. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. So, guys, make sure you tune in. And as you're walking through the door, feel free to, as you walk in and pass the door, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come on, take a seat for the show. Again, we're live every day at 7:30 plus, sometimes extra videos like a Jets-Lions trade with an Aiden Hutchinson injury. That is in the video tab. If you'd like to take a gander, feel free to do so. Let's bring in my special co-host for every game day episode. Some people have called him the Woodinator. Some people have called him James. Some people have called him Wudi. I call him my friend. Let's bring in James Wudi to preview this Jets-Bills matchup, baby. You're on mute, Wudi, unfortunately, so I'm missing your emotional response to that beautiful introduction. You're still on mute.
It was spectacular.
There we go.
Spectacular.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. Oh my God, I can't even contain myself. I
Fumbling,
think the system
I understand.
Just so that I can calm down. But yes, it is game day, baby. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. All bricked up.
Yeah, which, by the way, it's crazy to think that in between the last game in London and crumpets and tea, oh, this is nice. I can't wait to go home. All of a sudden, Robert Saleh gets his ass thrown out the building and by security. I'm just kidding. Apparently that didn't really happen, but it sounds more dramatic. And now Jeff Ulbrich is the guy. I mean, there is a lot that's happened, and those are two things. It's going to be, not that I can't wait to see, it's just going to be surprising. All right, let's go down to the sideline. We see Sean McDermott doing one of these, and then all of a sudden they go to the other sideline. Jeff Ulbrich, interim head coach, going, oh, okay, well. And then after the game, we're going to be waiting online for the press conference. Oh, there's head coach Jeff. It's all going to be weird, man, but hopefully it's all the celebrations. Like I said, the moment Robert Saleh was fired and Jeff Ulbrich was named a short time after the interim head coach, I already saw the vision in my head of the Jets beating the Buffalo Bills, Woody Johnson in the locker room, and his awkward white old ass kind of Ric Flair's on over, and he has the game ball. He's like, this is for Coach Jeff Ulbrich, and he puts it right in his gut with a handoff, and then the team like, ah, and then they surround him, and we rally with Jeff Ulbrich as we start the new era in first place in the AFC East. Those are the juices that are flowing through my body right now. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I was ready to hear about the body juices, but hey, flow they shall.
Well, if you're not ready for those juices, perhaps you'll be ready for the Wudi juices. If you are new to the show, everybody, every game day episode, I am joined by my handsome co-host here, the James Wudi. We do live shows Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock. Plus, he's with us for every game day episode, and he gives us his Wudi 3. His insights that he and his crack staff behind the scenes that are not always on camera. They're off camera, but they're working on the numbers, the analytics, his insights heading into the particular game. So without further ado, let's go to the Woody 3. Also, down in the YouTube description down below is where you guys can submit your Jets-Bills predictions and let us know how you think tonight's game is going to go. So 3 things you're looking at in the Jets versus Bills game. Let's go to number 1, and I think we can all say this. We are bricked the hell up. We're all bricked up, baby.
Yes. Shout out to Jets Propaganda on Instagram. That is the source. I did not make up this term. I don't know if he made up this term, but I'm giving him the credit because that's the first place I saw it. Literally within 10 minutes of him, of Jeff Ulbrich being named the interim coach. Jets Propaganda is my favorite account on IG. Not including everything, everything.
Nice job.
Not just Jets, but anyway. Boy Green was actually the person to point out that interim coaches since 2010 are 17-14. That's pretty close to 500, but it is still a winning record. So, okay, let's get that win. I was trying to look into deeper stats to prove, right, that Woody's notion of, all right, we need a new energy. Well, what is it? What is a proof of this new energy? Well, how about less penalties, right? Jeff Ulbrich talked about that in, that first conference, talking about, hey, accountability, the new standard for players and coaches, and it's going to be very clear, right? You either you've met it or you haven't, right? So let's see what that type of mentality, that type of energy brings to the field. The Jets, I cannot lie, the last 4 weeks lead the league in penalty yards lost, over 85 yards per game. So can we bring that number down significantly? Let's see. And of course, a number that we're trying to bring up is first quarter points, right? How many times have we heard fans, media, everybody pretty much say the Jets have started flat. This second half comeback is nice, but can we start it in the first half? 2.8 points per game in the first quarter. That obviously is one of the league's worst. So let's see. Those are 2 numbers I'm looking at. The first quarter points, all right, and the penalty yards lost.
Yeah, if I was drinking a drink, I would have spit it out for Snowball Salah's office door is all bricked up. Whoa, hey now. Whoa, Snowball. Good Lord have mercy as it pertains to that. On both of your things here, I just want to say this. The Jets are 2-3. They still have a chance to fight for first place tonight. You don't have to squint very hard to look at either the Denver Broncos game or the Minnesota Vikings game to say, damn, the Jets could have won that one. Of course, the Broncos, they miss a game-winning field goal. They miss it, obviously, they lose. The Vikings game, Aaron Rodgers had the ball with like a minute and change to go, down 6. He had a chance to win that game. And, of course, he threw the interception to Stephon Gilmore in
his third of the day.
Yeah, his third of the day in that one-on-one situation. So, like, you could go, oh, wow, they could be 3-2. Oh, wow, they could be 4-1. And if either of those things were true, Robert Saleh would still have a job. And I don't like rooting for people to lose their jobs. But if we're being honest with ourselves, I think this is change that could only happen with a change at head coach. Because Robert Saleh wasn't fixing these issues. He just said, we're going back to the lab. I'd like to investigate this lab, and I'd like to see if we could get it closed down, because this lab ain't producing. As they continue to try to go back to it to fix these issues. And Jeff Ulbrich, he said the right things. Again, it's a result-oriented business. We'll see what he says. But when Jeff Ulbrich went up to the press conference and answered these points of, like, when they asked, what kind of change do you need to see? He's like, the penalties are unacceptable. Like, there was an aggressiveness there. Like, okay, he knows what the problem is. He is not dancing in the weeds here. He knows exactly what the problem is. Now, can he fix it? That's easier said than done, and we will see if he could do so. But, I mean, honestly, this is how I feel with the Jets, that they've had their hands tied behind their back. The rest of their opponents are playing 4 quarters of football. The Jets are only playing 3 quarters of football. They start revving it up in the second quarter. I'm like, well, what happened to the first quarter? Everyone else gets another quarter. We're running out of points to score here. Like, we can't afford to be in that position. So that's 100% what I'm looking for. And again, that interim head coaching stat is simply it. there is a spark that happens when a new guy comes in. And especially in this case where that was an issue. This team was lethargic. This team came out flat. This team was lacking that fire. I think that's something 1,000% Oprah can bring. That's his very personality to do. And we'll see. Again, but these are the things to point out, Woody. You absolutely nail it here. These are absolutely the things to point out to see if the rest of the team is going to be bricked up. We don't have to check the hardware. We can just check the statistics from that perspective. That's for damn sure. But let's go to the next Woody. In Todd, we trust or they trust?
Yeah, you look on a dollar bill, it might say something else on there. But for New York Jets, what's going on right now? In Todd Downing, they trust. I have the unfortunate situation of being close to Titans fans that have definitely roasted this decision, but they could just be bitter fans, right? We've seen plenty of people fizzle out with the Jets. Oh, have fun with that guy, and then Todd Bowles, right? Still out here, succeeding in Tampa Bay. This one is simple on the surface. Nathaniel Hackett, he can't call plays, man. He can't call plays. I mean, he was the OC in Green Bay, but LaFleur was calling the plays. Now he's calling the plays here. Really struggling, right? Just like in Denver was really struggling. But Todd Downing, what is he gonna bring? What is that tangible change that we can see? Well, how about the run game? Right, because the run game has been one of the league's worst, literally third worst rushing attack in the NFL, 80 yards per game. But the Bills, this is a bona fide opportunity to get back on track because the Bills, who have had favorable game script, right? I know we talked last week about the Vikings. Oh, they allowed the most pass yards. Well, they're up the whole game. Everybody's coming back. The Bills have been up. They've had large wins, right? And yet they are allowing the seventh most rushing yards, 144 yards per game. I mean, come on. And the criticism against Todd that I see most from these, jaded Titans fans is, oh my God, he loves running the ball. He had Keith Carter at that time. He has Keith Carter at this time. Let's run the ball. All right, let's get that because having that non-existent run game, which is what's been happening, that puts all the pressure on a 40-year-old man. And honestly, we would probably keep seeing picks. So we need the run game, man. Todd Downing, calling plays. Can he make a difference?
Well, credit to you, Woody, for updating this. Heading into week 6, the Jets were last in the league in rushing with those 80 yards. So thankfully, the Dallas Cowboys and Las Vegas Raiders imploded to improve the Jets just ever so slightly on that list. But I looked it up because I was doing another article because Jay Glazer in the morning talked about this new identity. He spoke with Jeff Ulbrich and said, what's going to change about this team? And he said, we're going to run the damn ball. So it just feeds into exactly what you're saying. And I said, where are the Jets at in rushing? I went, oh, good Lord. Last is where they're at. Now, third to last. Not bad. Progress. They haven't played the game, of course. But, it's just, to me, I think it's identity. And I think it's, stick-to-itiveness. Right? They had 14 carries against the Minnesota Vikings, and I get it. Eventually, it was the 17-0 hole. But, there were times before then, it was 3-0 forever. And then all of a sudden, the pick 6 happens, and it's 10-0. That's still within realm. That's up on the Jets, where they had a series where Aaron Rodgers had thrown line something like 19 straight passing plays. Come on, man. A balanced diet is most important. Plus, we're not talking like we have some scrubs, even though that's the production. Breece Hall's averaging 3 yards a carry right now in the backfield. Braylon's is more impressive at 4.5 on the surface, but still, you have two talented guys, and that's what I'll tell you, Woody. One of the things I do throughout a week preparing for a game is I listen to the opponent's coverage because I'm kind of curious. So we had our guy Sal Capaccio, the Buffalo Bills sideline reporter, and he hosts a twice-a-week Buffalo Bills show called It's Always Game Day in Buffalo, and their fear that they were talking about what the Jets could do is running the football because they think this could be a Brees Hall coming out party. Again, remember the last time the Jets played the Buffalo Bills at home at MetLife Stadium, also on Monday Night Football, the first 2 carries of the game for Brees Hall were 26 yards and 83. Should have been longer than 83. Maybe block next time, Garrett Gashdarn Wilton, but that's neither here nor there. So there was that juice, and they didn't have a Braylon Allen last time. So, man, I think that is 1,000% the key to this. And it's not like Aaron Rodgers is never going to touch a football again. Can we get the play-action passing game going? We've used like none of that this season, and maybe that's because the running game has sucked. I don't know the reason for it. But, yeah, and Todd we trust. He's got to be better than Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett is 32 out of 32 teams, maybe 33 out of 32 teams. Todd Downing at least has to be better than that. So the bar's not very high. And Todd, they trust. Let's print that out and put that on a T-shirt for God's sakes. Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's just point out that Zach Wilson was 32 of 32, and then Tim Boyle was 75 of 32. So I mean, yes, there 32 OCs, but there are definitely worse minds out there. And I'm not saying that Todd Downing is Tim Boyle, but I am saying that we cannot assume that is automatically an upgrade just because Hackett.
I've seen Hackett. It's definitely an upgrade. Now we'll see if that's indeed the case. The good news is that he's been an OC before with the then Oakland Raiders before they traveled over to Las Vegas and Tennessee 2 years in a row. And there's success. There's morsels there that you can point out, whether it's a red zone offense or its commitment to the run or things of that nature. There's some good numbers there to look at if you are a fan.
Hackett had that too with Blake Bortles.
How long ago was that? Is that the century? What was that?
It was this century. What do you mean? It was within the last 10 years, just like Todd Downing when he worked with Derek Carr was in the last 10 years. Is that not the last 10 years? I mean, you going back to 2010 for the interim coaches stat. I mean, that's
whoa. For a sample size, 15 years. It's not all from 2010. Obviously, it's from 2010 to now. That's a 15-year sample size.
Yeah, so they've had success. People have success, and then they show their true colors. All I'm saying is, we don't know.
Okay,
if it's an upgrade, downgrade, or more of the same.
Fair enough. I didn't take you for a Nathaniel Hackett truther, but I understand. All right, let's go to the next Wudi 3 here. Same old Josh Allen. He's got 0 picks on the year, Wudi. What are we talking about, same old Josh here?
Well, we talked about it with Sal Capaccio. Indeed, that Josh has struggled against the Jets. I want to say specifically in the Sauce era, which is, 2022 up till now. It's been real bad, actually, real bad. Less than 200 yards a whole bunch of times, 4 turnovers at times, and 0 wins at MetLife Stadium during that span. There are a couple things that, get me a little, nervous, is that the very last time that Josh played the Jets, we got smacked. We got smacked pretty bad, 32-6.
Joe Brady.
Yes, it was Joe Brady's first game as the OC. They had just fired Ken Dorsey. And they, kind of just hit us over the head with that baseball bat, 32-6. He had 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and still the 1 interception. He has had at least 1 turnover in every game versus the Jets of the Sauce era. But like I said, it could be, as high as 4, like it was that Monday Night Football game you were referencing before. The issue, and I was like, what made that last game different? Was it just Joe Brady? But he didn't have numbers like that the whole rest of the season. Turns out he does pretty well after his, after a bad game, right? The game right before that Jet game, the Bills had lost 2 straight. He had his worst performance that season. His QB rating was in the 50s. And it was like, you know what? We got to get this ship on. Boom. produces, not a masterpiece, but a really good game. Coming into this game, he went 9 for 30. That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
That's
got
pretty
awful.
bad.
Sure.
Again, 2 straight losses for the Bills. They have never. This is a Sal nugget that I did not forget. It actually kept me up at night. Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills have never lost 3 straight games. So they're coming. They've had 2 losses.
Mhm.
Right. Josh has had this 9 for 30 performance, another QB rating in the 50s. I don't know. So is it the same old Josh, or is it about to be some new Josh Allen that's about to open up something at MetLife Stadium?
I think there are a few keys here, and you mentioned them. Obviously, the Josh Allen turnovers, that last home game that I referenced about the Brees Allen, this, that, or the other. Josh Allen was in the giving mood. It was September, but he was in the holiday spirit with 4, give backs to the Jets defense. So those certainly helped, and we had to win on a walk-off punt return touchdown. So that just goes to show you that, turnovers and how that factored into the piece of the puzzle here. It's about getting pressure on Josh Allen and how to do it, because the Jets historically have done it with a 4-man pass rush. Can they do it with, Willie McDonald and Quinnen Williams, who, by the way, speaking of defensive tackles, Sexy Dexter Lawrence has 7 sacks on the season through the first 6 games of the year. They were just playing on Sunday Night Football. Obviously, the Giants also hosted a primetime game, so they're flipping everything for the Jets game tonight. Like, hot damn. Okay, Quinnen, can we get on the old 7 sack train? That sounds pretty good from a disruption standpoint. That'd be
Did he
very
get
nice.
Brian Burns?
That too. That's a hey, Will McDonald, baby. You know. So we need to see how the Jets create pressure. I've heard a lot of people in the comments section just say blitz the hell out of Josh Allen. Josh Allen actually has done really well against the blitz so far this season. So that's a dangerous bag to pull. So you could do it situationally. The Jets have done really well with their nickel blitzes this year, whether that's Michael Carter II. I know he's out for this game, so that would be Isaiah Oliver, who had a sack against Sam Darnold. So, you could get him every once in a while. But the other thing we have to continue to keep an eye out for is James Cook's agent told Adam Schefter that he's playing, but he was up in the air. And Khalil Shakir is the other one that's up in the air. So I don't believe we have any official designation on either of those two. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for both of those. Those are 2 main offensive straws that stir the drink for Josh Allen. And they don't have a lot of separators on this team. Sal argued for Keon Coleman from a physicality standpoint. But overall, if you can muddy them with your man-up coverage, which is something the Bills have struggled against all season, they face more man coverage this year than any other team in the NFL, and the Jets play man coverage top 3 percentage in the NFL, which they've gone against. So that's it to me. It's clogging lanes. It's being able to rush Josh Allen. And can he do it with 4? And if you can't just keep throwing the kitchen sink, or else we might get some jailbreaks and some Josh Allen running the football, because if he breaks initial contain against man, they're looking the other way and he's running. Did you see what happened on the Joe Burrow 57-yard touchdown? There was pressure and then man, and everyone was looking the other way, and Joe Burrow's like his white ass, and then he just goes right for the end zone. So that's a fear, because spoiler alert, Josh Allen is a lot faster and bigger than Joe Burrow. So that is something to keep an eye out for, no doubt about it.
I literally can't even talk about that game. The parlays destroyed. With that game, and it was a tough watch. Like, that game was terrible. Like, just trying to see Daniel Jones try to get 5 first downs in a game is brutal watching. But yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, you have the trio that you have. I know you said MC2 is out, but Isaiah Oliver did a fantastic job last week. I expect him to do well this week. That's why you have the guys. DJ Reed shot him out, being tremendous. And you just keep seeing it. You keep seeing it time and time again. They're trying him, and he's just breaking up passes. He is the league leader, according to PFF, in that coverage among all corners. Right? And he is number 1.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that is the way to go. So, he kind of gave us something. He gave us a little nugget there. We gotta man up, and I think we'll be fine. But it's gonna be tough. It's definitely not gonna be a walk in the park against this team.
All right, it's prediction time now. Our father, who I'm going to see later this week. Maybe you're connecting flights a little later to Atlanta, so we could go see our old man this weekend and spend some time with him. You'll have to let me know off air when your plane's supposed to arrive, so I can pick you up. But he had the Bills winning this game tonight against the New York Jets. So I throw it over to you, brother. Not brother like Hulk Hogan, like, let me tell you something, brother. It's in kinship. What is your prediction for tonight, my friend? Oh boy.
I feel like there's an error, error 404 file not found. I don't really have enough information.
Interesting.
No, I'm serious. I don't have enough. I don't know anything about these old brick Jets.
Of course not. None of us do.
We would like to believe, right, that
Sure.
they're gonna come out, giving everybody sweet chin music. I don't know. I know the Sean McDermott stat, but are the Jets about to be the first team to, hand them that third straight loss? Are they also about to be that first team to make the playoffs after firing their coach in the middle of the season? I don't know if we're up for all these firsts. It's possible, right? Anything's possible. Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. But yeah, we could just pass it to you. You can tell us how much you think the Jets are going to win by.
Whoa!
I don't have one.
Let's not just assume I have the Jets winning every single week. I mean,
you do though. That's like your shtick. It's like, oh, we got a New York Jets win, baby. All right, it's gonna be the New York Jets just whooping this and kicking that. And yes, the score is gonna be this. That's your.
I don't think that's true. We'll have to look back at the tape, but let me give the prediction, and it says,
okay,
you're 100% right. We have no idea what this Jeff Ulbrich unit's going to be. It's very possible. You again, we mentioned the interim head coaching stat again to give it some good sample size. Not like, hey, here's what it was over the last 2 years. It's like, oh, it's kind of small and specific. Like 15 years, it's a long time. There's wins. There's also losses where the interim did not provide the spark, obviously, and it flopped. That happened 14 of those times. 17 of those times, it was great euphoria and glory. To me, this is an opponent that the Jets have had their number at home specifically, but in general in this rivalry, they've had a really good job of giving Josh Allen tough games. I would feel very differently if Jeff Ulbrich was not calling the plays and he said, "Hey, I've handed that over to Aaron Wycutt," and I'm like, "Ooh." While there's a bag of mystery there, like there is with Todd Downing, oh man, what's he going to call? If I'm the Bills this week, did I look at Raiders stuff from 2017? Did I look at Titan stuff? What was I looking at to try to prepare for this? There's a sense of mystery there, which of course can benefit you because that's wasted time on Buffalo side trying to figure out what it's going to be. So Jeff Ulbrich is maintaining, at least for this game, and we'll see moving forward, he believes he can handle it with his game day responsibilities. He's calling the plays. That makes me feel great. I'm like, thank God. Things have been going great. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Ulbrich calling plays makes me feel very good about the defensive side. And we've made changes to the offense. So to me, Hackett stunk. And Todd Downing, again, same sort of mystery bag. I have no idea how he's going to be. But to me, I get your Tim Boyle point, which is funny. I'd never thought about it in that way before. But for me, Downing's going to be better. Is it 25? Is it 23? That's what I'm talking about on the OC scale. I'm not going, move over, Kyle Shanahan. There's a new gunslinger in town. Pew, pew. Yeah, I'm not quite going that far. But we have Aaron friggin' Rodgers, baby. We've got two talented running backs that for some reason, we're trying to turn over the engine. Son of a, what is it? The key. And now Todd Downing, if he squints, if he's the Peter Parker meme, he's like, oh, my glasses aren't working. Is that poor man's Derrick Henry over there? That's what you got in Braylon Allen. You got a young buck who's incredibly physically imposing that can be unlocked. It's just been a car that's been sitting in the garage, but we haven't taken it out for a spin. And if you can do a little, again, let me pull this reference, a little Lendale White, Chris Johnson, a little smash and dash from the old Tennessee Titans days of glory 10, 15 years ago. We can't get a little that action where you punch him in the face with Braylon Allen. They're like, oh, okay, we know what's happening there. A little Brees Hall, dash, choo, 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 choo. You get a little that action. And then you got some friggin' Aaron Rodgers, baby, going, a little bit of that action. You combine all that together with the defensive performance that's going to come. Long story short, baby, Jets winning this game 24-17. This is going to be a close game. The Buffalo Bills are really talented. But I think some of these players that are questionable on their injury report ain't playing, and that's going to put the Bills in an incredibly compromising position. So the Jets are going to come out with fire. We'll see on the penalties. It's impossible to predict how that's going to happen. But in terms of the fire and the fast start, I think we get the fast start. And the Jets have been fine. Once you get past the fast start portion of the exam, outside of like the 49ers game, like they then eventually show up. So if they eventually show up and you get the fast start, you put those two combination of pieces together. I got a gosh darn Jets victory, a Jets dub, and then I want you to crown me the first place in the AFC East. Hang the banner right now, baby. Let's do it. Let's just start the playoffs right now. We get our home playoff game for the first time since 2002. Booyah.
I think the comments, who is it? Spirit in the Sky said it best. Might be on those funny mushrooms, but I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. I hope those mushrooms have given you prophetic energy. They haven't yet for any game this season, but hopefully this week is a week that you are correct. And I mean, obviously, a loss here would be pretty devastating.
2-4, yeah. And then a loss at home to Buffalo, oof, that puts you behind the 8 ball. Buffalo would have a win on the road against their top two true competitors in the AFC East. New England, they suck. Remove them. Going to Miami, beating them. Going to New York, New Jersey, and beating them. And having those in your back pocket where at minimum you split both, maybe even sweep. Yeah, that would be devastating. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope Woody wouldn't just be all over dramatic and fire Ulbrich, because that would be outrageous. But he already just made a overzealous firing, so we don't know. So
you're saying,
hopefully,
Woody. I thought you were talking in third person about yourself. Woody. Oh, Woody.
No, I mean, I can't fire anybody. I can't.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Thank you for the clarity. I went, wow. Okay, Woody. Okay. Please don't.
I can fire off an angry tweet, a depressed tweet.
Sure.
That's what I can do.
A sternly worded letter. Okay. I know.
Yes, but I cannot fire anybody. So, yeah, I feel like for that reason alone, just for what's on the other side, we have to win this game. I can't see nothing else. I can't watch nothing else right now. I really can't.
Okay.
So let's go Jets.
So what's the score prediction, man?
I don't have one. I literally do not have one.
You don't have one? You can't punt? This is
I
there's
can't punt. We got the best punter in the league. What are you talking about?
Well, he's not going to get a lot of time. We got this Todd Downing offense now, so no punting allowed around here.
He's not going to punt.
No, sir.
Oh my gosh! No. There's two things I'll say. One,
all right,
is that there is no way that it's going to be a blowout win, unfortunately.
For the Jets, you're saying?
Yes.
Or for either team?
Actually, specifically the Jets.
Oh, I see. Okay. All righty.
The second thing
right.
I'll say is that I expect the offense to look better. Here's the thing. I was expecting the Jets to win this whole time. Like, since the Broncos game, I said, they need one more game to get it on track. And what happened? Garrett Wilson, 13 catches, 100 yards, 22 targets. So I was like, that was the game, and now this game, they'll be on track. Now, with the firing, people thinking about different things, Sauce all messed up, deleted social media. Now he's already back on. I just think that the juju was kind of, messed with enough. Now, of course, it could be a positive change. Could be a negative change. So I really don't know. I don't have a prediction. All I have is hope, and oh my God, a pool of despair that will overflow if this team loses this game, which they could do. But I hope they don't.
Well, here's the thing, man. This feels like I haven't used this chatter all week, but I kind of was thinking about it last night because obviously on the Sunday Night Football broadcast, as the game's ending, they're promoting the next game, which is Jets-Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. And it feels to me like this pivotal moment in the season. And it reminds me of last year. Now, last year, the Jets blew this opportunity, but it felt like do or die in the back-to-back primetime games they had with the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chargers, of this combination game of Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football, where the season felt like, oh boy, and a lot of Jets fans said, oh, you win this, boom. Like the driver's seat is there for everything you want. It once again feels that way. You're at 2-3 right now. You beat the Buffalo Bills. You're 3-3. You're in first place AFC East. You travel to Pittsburgh, and FL Phil 98 has told me all season long, Paul, stop overlooking Pittsburgh. Stop overlooking Pittsburgh. And here's the stone cold truth: their defense is awesome. We're playing in a historic venue that's got a stupid name in Acrisure now. Okay, and it's tough. It's an iconic franchise. There's an aura when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, all that's real. But the quarterbacking, where it's Russell Wilson and then this floating, there's this Justin Fields, and this floating Russell Wilson in the background, like he's going to be ready to take over at some point. So there's some QB drama there hanging around. Like, there's an opportunity for the Jets. And all of a sudden, then you play the Patriots in week 8. Like, boop, boop, boop. Like, this run to me feels incredibly important. And I'm just telling you, like, obviously you don't want it to happen as it did last year. So if you can flip it, and you turn this into something else, everything is still in front of the New York Jets, long story short. So, no, this is a pivotal game. There's just no other way to put it. So, wow. Well, Wudi, I appreciate the Wudi 3. That's terrific. Do you have any time for callers, or are you out of here? Either way, I have to be off at 8:30 because I have to join WGR 550 in Buffalo to help preview this game today. That is the radio station out in Buffalo, the official station of the Bills. So I will be off the air in 24 minutes anyway for that radio interview, which you guys can continue to hear my coverage over there. I'll plug that more at the end.
Ooh, I do have to depart.
Okay.
But good luck with everything.
Yeah.
Callers, and let's go Jets.
There you go. Wudi, appreciate you, and we'll see you for Sunday Night Football, or in person, obviously, because we're going to be in Atlanta for those couple days with our dad, and he will be with me for like 4 or 5 straight shows. So if people appreciate Hop on Pop, shoot, you're getting for like 4 or 5 days in a row coming up here in a couple of days, and that includes the Game Day episode for Pittsburgh Steelers. So looking forward to seeing you then, pal.
Yes,
and
sir.
Boy Green meets Rudy this week.
You better believe it.
There he is, the James Wudi. Wudi, before we get you out of here, quick plug for where people can find you on social.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my handle right there, at the James Wudi, on Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube. Obviously this is I think I've made a home here. I got a room in this wonderful channel.
Sure.
But I also have, I guess another home, which is Take Flight Talk. That's youtube.com/Take Flight Talk. And I wasn't prepared to say this, but I guess I'll say it right now, is that if you're looking for more Wudi thoughts, more Wudiology, you're like, I missed this episode. Your boy will be on jetnation.com. It is official.
Whoa. Wow.
My articles, my thoughts. This weekend we out here, we signed on the dotted line. So it's official, baby.
Nice. Oh, wow. I didn't even know this news. Congrats, man.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I guess I did. Appreciate it. Sign on the line, and so definitely keep your eyes peeled. JetNation.com for your boy writing articles.
All right, can't wait. Thanks, Woody, and we'll see you in a couple days, pal.
Absolutely. JTS. Jets.
There he is, the James Wudi. Wow. Jet Nation just acquired him in a blockbuster trade. I didn't see that on the ESPN ticker over the weekend. Wow. Okay. Nice. Thank goodness we still retain some of his rights here. We'll take a quick mini timeout here, and the phone lines are open. I'll be on for the next 20 minutes and change, and then I'm jumping over on the radio to WGR 550 in Buffalo to help preview this Jets-Bills game. That is the official home of the Buffalo Bills on the radio, to give them a Jets-Bills preview for Monday Night Football. Quick hep song, and we're right back. Make sure you guys call in. That'll be the pinned comment on YouTube. Let's go.
Like me daily, like me daily, like me daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green.
Yeah, baby. Hep. Always playing. I love on YouTube videos, like I put one up last night, which wasn't live. I just said, ooh, I got a take. Let me do it on this Aiden Hutchinson, Hassan Reddick business. And I posted that. And regardless of whether they're live videos or just videos or shorts or anything, they just tell me, Hep, I love that guy. I love that Hep guy. Or, oh, man, I love that Boy Green Daily. Just random. They're just boop, 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 boop. I just get comments all the time, and I'm like, I freaking love Hep too. So it's a mutual feeling of love. There's no question about it. I freaking love that guy. And he is on right now. Let's bring him on a game day episode of Boy Green Daily Jets Bills. Hep joins us here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. Just a quick take. Do you think that Quincy Williams will be spying Josh Allen tonight, and is he up to the task?
It's a great question because Sal Capaccio and also Anthony Prohaska, he brought that up as that guy that floats. Now, I want him to and I don't want him to. And this is going to sound silly, but like Quincy Williams is so amazing that he can do so many things. And obviously, if he commits to that role, it's almost like I'm trying to think of a proper analogy here, but it's like almost staying up for Santa. Maybe that's the way to do it. That at some point he's going to show up, but like there's a lot of waiting around of like, oh, is Santa coming? Is Santa coming? Is Santa coming? So like you're almost sacrificing some of Quincy's abilities by just having him as this kind of floating QB spy. Now that will help if and when Josh Allen runs, and inevitably he will at some point. Inevitably Santa's fat ass is coming down that chimney at some point, but he's not coming down all the time. So like if Quincy is backing up a few steps and either manning up or playing some zone coverage, he could have a greater impact on the game. So that's going to be an interesting calculated choice. Or perhaps is it Ashton Davis, who's a little quicker but not as big? So can he take him down on first contact? So I think that's the chess game. So situationally, sure. The entire game, I don't know. But again, to what Anthony Prohaska said, all these other teams have had success against the Buffalo Bills, have had a guy dedicated to that role. I think the Jets would be crazy to ignore that completely.
Yeah. Go Jets.
There we go, Hap. Love it. Yeah, and if you guys missed it, if you have time, we still got under 12 hours until kickoff of Monday Night Football tonight. Anthony Prohaska, he joined us a couple days ago. There were some issues, so he didn't join us till later in the show, so you guys can kind of skim through if you'd like to go check out the interview. But a lot of really interesting scheme stuff there on Jets Bills, which was pretty fascinating. That is for damn sure with the Jets Bills preview. That came over the weekend. I believe that was our Saturday episode of Boy Green Daily. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Badshaw's here on the show. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you doing this morning?
Well, good to see you, pal.
You ready for some Monday Night Football?
Yeah, if like somehow like I had a weird drug trip and all of a sudden now it's 8:12 p.m. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready right at this very moment for Monday Night Football. I'm fired up, man. I just I love I know a lot of people have complained about the primetime games and all that, this and that. I love us being our own show. I love being able to watch the other football games over the weekend and say, okay, now it's Jets time today. Today's Jets day. I just love it. And primetime's so cool. So 1,000%, I'm fired up, ready, man. I'm ready to punch Buffalo in the face. Those arrogant Buffalo Bills fan bastards. It's time for us to take the seat at the Iron Throne.
Oh, yeah. And, hey, the last time we had a primetime game, it turned out pretty good for us, right?
Yeah, that's for dang sure. And it was awesome to be there for that one, too. So, hell yeah, baby. The last time we played the Bills in a primetime game at home, that one worked out pretty well. So, sign me up, baby.
Exactly. I don't know what's going on with Wudi and your dad, but
yeah,
I'm thinking 27-17 Jets.
Ooh.
And my biggest worry is Dalton Kincaid. That's kind of who I'm worried about. I don't know why. I think he's I don't know. I just think he's going to be a problem tonight. But
Yeah, if especially there's a chance Khalil Shakir does not play. He's the Buffalo Bills' #1 wide receiver right now. I'd lean towards him not playing. Maybe I'll find some of that information out in a few minutes when I'm on the radio in Bills land, and maybe they'll be sharing that information on like a sports update as I'm coming in. But yeah, if he's not available, I imagine they're going to be going to Keon Coleman, the talented rookie, a lot, and Kincaid. Now Kincaid has not had the season. If I hand on the Bible here, Dalton Kincaid is someone I targeted in fantasy football drafts. I thought he was going to catch 100 balls, have 1,200 yards, and double-digit touchdowns this year. I was just sold. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to be a superstar. And he's been anything but this season. They haven't gotten him involved a lot, which has been really, really surprising. So I think you're right, though. If Khalil's out, I think they're going to feed a lot of Kincaid. And who's on Kincaid? Is it smaller safety? Is it linebacker? And that's that mismatch we talk about with tight ends all the time, where you're either faster than the player you're playing against or bigger, and you're like botting him up in basketball. So yeah, that's a fair concern.
Yeah, it's kind of like y'all were saying how this could be Brees's, I don't know, coming out party or whatever. I kind of feel like that's how Dalton Kincaid could be. But this is one of those things where I'm kind of, before I say it, it could go the opposite way for us. But I feel like whatever happens tonight is going to set the tone for the rest of the season. So if we come out terrible, our offense looks just as lost as it did with Hackett, I'm never going to give up on us. If there's a chance, I'm always going to say we're Super Bowl bound. But I'm just saying, I think tonight will say a lot. And I'm thinking on the positive end, though. I'm thinking, I think we'll have enough. I think definitely this game, we've kind of had Buffalo's number the past few games at home. And I think this, no one's really seen this offense with Todd Downing. So that's also a plus. Buffalo has no footage of Todd Downing with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson and, so forth and so forth. So, but I think it'll be 27-17. I think we'll give them some stuff they haven't seen this year, and we'll go home with a win.
That's for sure. There is breaking news, Badshaw, on the Hassan Reddick situation. So wait just a second here. Let me throw it up on the screen. Thank you for someone for pointing this out. This just came in minutes ago. So let's put it on the screen, baby. This just in. Jets holdout edge rusher Hassan Reddick has hired Drew Rosenhaus and Ryan Matha as his new agents. Rosenhaus and Matha already have spoken with the Jets and are attending tonight's game versus Buffalo. Quote, "We look forward to working with the Jets to get this resolved as soon as possible. Hassan would like to be a New York Jet for years to come, and our goal is to make that happen." Holy friggin' crap. Whoa, mamacita. What?
Hey, that's a good way to start the Monday.
Good night. This is great. And if we can get Davante Adams this week, this is all I think we've ever wanted. Again, this Hassan Reddick stuff, to be honest, has been absolutely friggin' bizarre. Wow. Holy friggin' crap. This is stunning.
Hey, I'm telling you, on a Monday, there's not a lot you usually have to look forward to on a Monday. We've got Monday Night Football. We've got this news. I'm pumped. I think it's going to be a good Monday. I really do.
Well, let's see if it is, Badshaw. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right. Appreciate it. Again, I'm going to be on WGR 550 in Buffalo in 10 minutes here. So I only have about 10 minutes here to react to this news. But if you're just joining us, it sounds like Hassan Reddick is coming on home, baby. Again, Josina Anderson, CBS, or not CBS anymore. I think she's just her own senior NFL insider. She said that there could be some news on what was happening with Reddick here. So this is massive, absolutely massive here of Hassan Reddick. Again, hiring new agents and the agents sending a message immediately here. Zooey mama. Wow. This is just monster news. Let me send out a tweet real quick on this. Holy friggin' crap. I mean, Hassan Reddick plot twist. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Can we get Reddick and Davante Adams in the same week? Lego. All right, there we go. Let's post that on Twitter, baby. Wowzer. I cannot believe. Unbelievable. So, guys, here's the thing on this news. The Reddick thing has been absolutely bonkers. We've been covering it. But Drew Rosenhaus is a pro's pro, man. They're going to figure this out. They're going to get the same right now. For years to come, that's where I'm like a little, whoa. I don't know about all that noise. I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to go to that department on years to come. But this season, sure. We're trying to win a friggin' Super Bowl, baby, and Reddick will help. For sure. Snowball asks, will Reddick be sitting with Drew or staying on the sidelines? Maybe up in a booth, probably. Maybe it'll be on the sidelines, but my guess would be up in like a press box. And then we get the camera shot of like Hassan like going like this or something and something crazy. And maybe we get news on that. That would be me. But wow, this is unbelievable news. Again, just coming in here, the Jets holdout edge rusher Hassan Reddick has hired Drew Rosenhaus and Ryan Mathis as new agents. Rosenhaus and Mathis already have spoken with the Jets and are attending tonight's game versus Buffalo. And I think attending tonight's game is actually the agents. I don't know if that's Reddick, but maybe Reddick also comes. But again, quote, we look forward to working with the Jets to get this resolved as soon as possible. Hassan would like to be a New York Jet for years to come, and our goal is to make that happen. Wow. Again, years to come, I'm not so sure. But for this season, sure. But let's see what it is, I guess, and we'll see what happens. This is stunning news. Obviously, Reddick isn't playing in the game tonight, but absolutely stunning news. This Reddick story has been friggin' unbelievable. I remember back in March getting my headspace of it that, we were so excited about the move. This is a guy who's had 4 straight double-digit sack seasons, number one. And then you go to all of these other pieces to the puzzle of like, wow, this is just, again, absolutely stunning. This is, wow. So let's see what happens here. Obviously, Hassan Reddick would dramatically help this team. You have Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams, Hassan Reddick. We still would have loved to have Jermaine Johnson. Unfortunately, the Achilles had other plans. So let's get Reddick in here. Let's try to get him turned around as quickly as possible. I don't know what shape he's in physically and then football shape. Regardless of if he's in peak physical condition and he's been doing Rocky montage videos, he still is not in football shape. It's been months since he's played the game of football, practiced in the game of football. It's going to take some time for this to all work out. So let's see what we can happen for this. Batcha, Paul, forgot to ask earlier, but can you plug the show you do after this one so we can listen and watch? So yes, I will be doing in a few minutes time. I'll be hopping on WGR 550 in Buffalo. That is the Buffalo Bills radio station. You guys can listen live to that. Also, I'm sure I'll be posting the interview afterward. That is the official home of the Buffalo Bills, and I'm joining them to break down the game and I'm sure talk about this breaking news. So I will be joining them in just a matter of minutes. So you guys can look them up, WGR550.com. Also find them on social media. They have WGR550 Facebooks, Twitters, and all that jazz, which you can find them. They're a massive station, so it should be very, very easy to find, and we'll continue that conversation there. I'll also be hosting my radio show solo today, 10 to 12, the Man Shout Show with Boy Green. Again, you can listen to that if you're here locally in Syracuse, of course, the Man Shout Show with Boy Green on the Score 1260, or if you guys are online or have the app, just download the Score 1260 app. I'll be live 10 to 12. You guys can call into that show if you'd like as well. That number way far in advance, but it's 315-671-1260, 315-671-1260. You can call in and ask your Jets questions or anything else that's on your mind. You guys could do that on my live radio show. Again, I'll be live 10 to 12. Currently, we only have one guest scheduled at 10:30. We could have a second guest at 11:30, but your phone calls, of course, are welcome on that monster news. All right, everybody, I'm going to go get ready for that WGR 550 interview. Again, the breaking news on Hassan Reddick. Hopefully that's a great sign of what things are happening here today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Like the video, hit subscribe. I'm jumping over, if you're watching live, to WGR 550 in Buffalo to preview the Jets-Bills game and talk about this breaking news for Hassan Reddick. Let's freaking go.